All good? Can people hear me okay? Good. I want to start today off with a really simple question, actually. By a show of hands, how many of you guys would consider yourself to be a perfectionist at one point or another in your lives? A couple people, okay. You're not alone. I'm one of those people too, and for probably 20 of the 21 years that I've been on this earth, I would consider myself to be a perfectionist. And roughly about a year ago, I had this realization about what perfection really meant to me, and I'm really excited to share that with all of you tonight. So let's start with the actual classic definition of what perfection is. This is straight out of Webster's dictionary. Perfection is the condition or state of being free from all flaws or defects, corresponding to an ideal standard or abstract concept. I really have two issues with what they're saying here. The first being free from all flaws. That essentially means that perfection is impossible for all of us because as humans, we're inherently flawed, and that's what makes us beautiful. The other part that I don't really like about this is this abstract concept. For all of you that raised your hands, that means that you've created your own definition based off your experiences of what perfection really means to you. I think that a lot of these definitions come from models of perfection throughout media, through social media, through news articles and online sources. A couple of my favorite models of perfection is my man crush right here, Mr. Zac Efron. I don't really think I need to explain why I think he's perfect. He just kind of is. If you've seen Baywatch, you know what I'm talking about. Along with people just like Kendall Jenner, who are models of perfection for fashion, beauty, and celebrity, and also people just like Mark Zuckerberg, who many of people that are in the business world see as this model of perfection as somebody who's built a billion-dollar company out of essentially starting in his dorm room. I want to share with you, though, the dark side of perfectionism. I would like to introduce to you Madison Holleran. Madison was an all-star athlete in both track and soccer, straight A student, accepted into numerous Ivy League schools, and her quest for perfection ended up leading her to take her own life by jumping out of a parking garage after 1 year at UPenn. You see, Madison got caught in this never-ending pressure and cycle of regret, stress, and fear that ended up being more detrimental to her quest for perfection than good. So to battle this, I've decided let's change what perfection means to us. So I've come up with this new definition here. Perfection to me is actually the ability to identify and appreciate progress in times of fear and stress, to find the beauty in the entirety of the journey, not only the end result. I also see it as being able to establish momentum. Let's make this a tangible example. Imagine I asked you, how could you get to the top of this mountain? I don't think any of you would come up to me and say, Sam, I could get there in one leap. Not even Michael Jordan would be able to say something like that. So most of you would probably come to me and say, you know what, Sam, I probably have to do it a couple months of training and preparation to get ready for this quest. Now I want you to imagine this mountain as your personal ideal of perfection. How are you going to get there? I've really broken it down into 4 steps. First, we need to be able to identify goals. And by goals, I don't mean saying, I want to be the next Zac Efron. It's saying something as simple as, I want to get to the gym for the next 30 days in a row. And once you've established that goal, then you have to be able to accept the struggles that come with that. Knowing that for the next 30 days, when you wake up in the morning, you're not going to want to get out of bed to go to the gym. I know I don't. But once I know that that's going to happen, it's much better and easier for me to be able to handle those situations as they come. And once you're able to handle it, you're able to embrace the moments where you beat those struggles. Those moments when you get out of the bed and go work out anyways, and you walk out doing 15 extra push-ups. And what happens is all these small moments start to build up. And you're really able to start to establish and achieve momentum. That is this new definition of perfection to all of us. So that you can end up reaching your goal. I want to share a quote with you. It's one of my favorite quotes of all time from John C. Maxwell. And he says, "The only one you should compare yourself to is you. Your mission is to become better today than you were yesterday. Instead of holding yourself to these standards of perfection that you see in the media, You should really look at who you were yesterday and how you improved upon that to become who you are today. I urge all of you to not try to be the next Zac Efron, but instead be the best version of yourself, because the best version of yourself is actual perfection. Thank you.